We are just over 1 month into 2021 and already the Dragons are making incredibly stupid decisions. I can't believe it. Well, actually, I kind of can believe it. I mean, they did just sign Anthony Griffin. They got players like Corey Norman and that at the club. Like I said, it's hard to believe, but at the same time, it kind of is. Now, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, the news that I'm talking about is that Cameron McInnes has officially signed with the Cronulla Sharks for season 2022. I think it was a 4-year deal, about $600,000. So he's going to be leaving after season 2021. Wouldn't even be surprised if we see him leave mid-season. Now, what does that mean for the Sharks? It means that they picked up a great player, capable of covering the number 9, number 13, a bit of a versatile player, a quality player. He's been the best Dragons player year in, year out for the last couple of years. He's their current captain. This is a big loss for the Dragons. They just lost Tyson Frizzell. Now they're losing McInnes. Things are going really, really bad for the Dragons really, really quickly. Add to that the news that they're looking to sign Andrew McCullough. Now, you might look at the McCullough signing and say, look, it's not that bad of a signing. And look, if for the right money, it's not a bad signing. But they're talking about signing him on a big money deal. I think paying his actual Broncos contract and bringing him over. And that was kind of the catalyst for McInnes to want to leave. I think that really just says a lot about the Dragons. Like, Andrew McCullough isn't wanted by the Broncos. Knights could have got him. They don't want him. No other club in the whole league really wants him. Not even the own club that developed him, made him into a star. They don't even want him. So why the hell would the Dragons want him? Oh, that's right, Anthony Griffin. It's crazy. We haven't even seen him actually coach the Dragons yet. We haven't even seen them play a game. But I can already tell the Dragons are going to be an absolute shit show this season. Now, I don't think McInnes has actually come out and said that Griffin is a shit coach or not a good bloke and all that sort of stuff. But I think he's hinted heavily that Paul McGregor was a much better coach and a much better person. And I think that's kind of the general sort of reaction from the actual Dragons as a club. Seems to be the case. Yeah, in the whole Jack DeBellin situation and now this whole Corey Norman thing. I mean, the Dragons, there's just problem after problem at the Dragons. And now to top it all off, you just let your captain walk. Tyson Frizzell's just left, who was probably your most high-profile player. Now you got your actual captain leaving. And you add in the fact that the whole Corey Norman situation, where is he going to play? Where's Ben Hunt going to play? He's on big money. Matt Duffy, he's not getting offered a contract or hasn't been offered a contract yet. It's just, I don't understand what the Dragons are doing. It's like they don't even know themselves what they want to do. They don't know if they want to re-sign players, do they want to completely rebuild, do they want to keep some players. It's just, at least with like the Bulldogs and a few of those other clubs, you could see what was happening. Like with the Bulldogs, their salary cap was an absolute shit show and they couldn't do anything. And you could look at it and say, well, yeah, Hasler didn't leave the Bulldogs in a good position, so the salary cap was, like, that was the reason they weren't signing good players. The Dragons, they've had good players, they've had a good team, and it was only a couple of years ago, I remember they went really, really close to actually making a dent into the finals. I remember Adam Reynolds sunk him with a couple of field goals, but they put himself in a good position. And then to go from that to where they are right now in such a quick time, in such a quick fashion, we've still a lot of the same players. It does my head in. I can't figure this out. Now, I've been talking about the actual Dragons as a whole and Anthony Griffin and stuff. Let's actually talk about Cameron McInnes. Now, when he signed for the Dragons, he was a bit of a fringe player. He was at the Rabbitohs. They had him. They had Coruscant. They had a lot of good hookers on the books at the Rabbitohs. Then Damien Cook sort of came along, took the position. They had Robbie Farah. I can't remember the exact sort of timeline, but yeah, McInnes ended up going to the Dragons. Probably not a huge contract, but he wasn't exactly like an out-and-out first grade at this point, looking for an opportunity. He got that at the Dragons, and he impressed immediately. I remember him being really good on Supercoach, and we all know what McInnes offers. He's very, very solid. He's got a great defense. He's pretty solid in attack, but he's not those super attacking players, not explosive, which is probably what realistically you want in the modern hooker. But at the same time, by no means is he a bad hooker. I mean, he's still in the mix to be in the New South Wales side, which says that, you have Damien Cook there, you got Coruscant, got a couple other guys there, but McInnes is always in the mix to play the number 9 for New South Wales. The crazy thing though is I don't think he's ever really felt secure in that Dragons number 9. And the reason being isn't even because he's bad or, because he's versatile and that sort of stuff. It's because they don't know what to do with Ben Hunt. They don't know what to do with their whole spine. And it wasn't that long ago I was sitting here talking about McInnes to the Tigers, and I was talking about very similar things about how the Dragons, they just don't know what they're going to do. You got Corey Norman, who shifts from 5'8" to fullback to halfback, and the same thing. They've got Adam Clune who's come on the scene. I'm sure now that they don't have as many options, maybe they're going to be stuck with it. I don't know who they're going to have to play number 9 going forward. Obviously, McInnes is going to be there this year, so they can play him there. But I wouldn't be surprised if he gets shifted to lock permanently, and then they have Benny Hunt move into the number 9. I think Ben Hunt, I think he's capable of playing the number 9. He's on halfback money, but I mean, hooker halfback money, it's very, very similar. And I think in terms of the Dragons going forward, I think that Ben Hunt as a hooker, if McInnes is obviously not in the plan, so they need to have Ben Hunt at 9. Then you can sort out Norman and Adam Clune, a couple of those guys. You've got Dufty at the back, but they need to figure out if they want to keep Dufty or not, lock him down, because I think he had a really, really good season, but I can see him being another one who's had a good season and then tries to get big money and then sort of turns to shit. But I really don't understand what's happening at the Dragons, even down to the whole Griffin signing. I never liked it. Didn't like him at any of the other clubs. If you can't succeed at the Broncos with the sides that they've got, then you probably aren't cut out for the NRL. Now, I know there's a lot of pressure and stuff, but the side that he took over was a pretty solid side, and he's made some pretty baffling calls. I remember his obsession with bulking up players and that. Even down to, I saw some rumours, I don't know how true they are, but they're like, they're going to try and re-sign Corey Norman, and just the whole McCullough thing is the one that really, I look at that and I say, yeah, this just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. You've got a guy like McInnes, and maybe ages ago, maybe he went to the Dragons and said, yeah, I'm looking to go, and they're kind of doing demi control, trying to see if you'd re-sign or not. But the whole McCullough thing, I just don't understand signing him. He's a guy who's at the back end of his career, had injuries, went to the Knights and got injured straight away. And even at his best, McCullough is still sort of no better than McInnes anyways. He's kind of a similar player to McInnes, just that solid player, good defense, can control the game a little bit. But I would say McInnes is a better player overall. Currently, probably was a better overall player at his peak than McCullough too. But look, I think it says it all when the Broncos don't want McCullough. They've got plenty of other hookers. They're desperate to get rid of him and free up some salary cap space. The fact that Dragons are like, give us McCullough, and not even as a backup, looks like they want him to play the actual number 9 position. It just baffles me. And it looks like Anthony Griffin's trying to get together his old Broncos crew from 2008, 2009. It just, I don't know. You got Corey Norman there, McCullough, Benny Hunt. Who else are they going to sign? Well, it looks like they're going to be trying to sign Israel Folau. He's not exactly one of them, but I think he was there under Anthony Griffin. I could be getting my timelines mixed up, but I'm pretty sure they might have played together or he coached him at some point. But I'm actually going to do a video in itself on Israel Folau, so I'll save that for tomorrow. But even then, that's just another problem the Dragons don't need. But they just continue to get themselves in these situations. Now, looking at the Sharks, this does create a little bit of a problem for them in the sense that they have Blake Brayley there, who's been highly touted. Obviously, Jaden left, Blake steps up, and Blake plays all right. Now, is he a star hooker by any means? I don't think so. And to be honest, I think he's fair way off from being an actual star hooker. In saying that though, with NRL, they progress very, very quickly. Give him another season, and by the time McInnes is there, maybe he's going to be a star hooker. Who really knows? Whether he stays, whether he leaves, I'm not sure. I suppose it all depends on what McInnes' role is going forward. He's been playing a bit of lock as of late. Is that going to be his position? We've seen guys like Victor Radley and that be so effective, and McInnes kind of has that similar sort of build to Radley, can tackle, has a lot of energy, has a high motor, and can just get in there, do the dirty work. He doesn't mind taking a hit, and he's got some great ball playing skills. As he is a hooker, he can throw a pass, so I think that is very, very beneficial. But it's just a matter of whether McInnes wants to play hooker or is happy to play the number 13. I think either way, I think he'd be okay with it as long as it benefits the side. Problem with the Dragons is I don't think it did benefit the side. I think you strengthened one area to weaken another, whereas he's going to the Sharks and they already have a fairly decent hooker. But I think they are missing a lot. They are missing someone to sort of just do all the dirty work in the middle, make all those tackles. That's what Paul Gallen was pretty good at, just getting in there and making those tackles, taking those shitty runs. And although we love to joke about Paul Gallen killing the attack and being selfish and all that sort of stuff, I think the Sharks just did miss someone to be a bit of a leader, and they've got McInnes, who is the leader of the Dragons. So though they haven't gone great, after all, he still is the captain though, so he does have some leadership skills, and he also got that sort of cleaning up the middle skills too. He's able to get in there, make those tackles. He's not going to be missing them. He's not going to be missing some shitty tackles and letting the big boppers through. He can get in there, he can do that, and then you can let your feeders and that sort of stuff go through and do those big damaging runs. McInnes can just be there, clean it up, and if there is an injury to the hooker position, he can also cover that, so he's quite versatile. So yeah, I think it is a great move, especially for the $600,000. If that's what he's on, that is a hell of a deal. And I'm actually glad the Bulldogs missed out on them as a Bulldogs fan. Would have been happy to have had McInnes, but he's gone to the Sharks and he's gone to the Dragons rival. So I think it is funny in that sense, and I've seen a lot of Dragons fans absolutely spewing, and I don't blame you. He's had your club captain leave, and not only left, but he's left to a rival, and he's sort of insinuated that it's the coach's fault and he doesn't really like the coach. So it remains to be seen what's going to happen with the Dragons in terms of where they go going forward, because if there's, if the captain wants to leave, well then sure, there's other players who want to follow. Everyone sort of looks up to your captain. So yeah, if we see some dissension in the Dragons, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there already has been by the looks of things. Doesn't seem like a club that's a close-knit unit. I mean, you look at all the problems with the whole DeBellin thing, and he's still training, and just seems to be controversy after controversy with the Dragons. So we'll see how they go for season 2021. Wouldn't be surprised if they win the wooden spoon, to be honest with you. I don't necessarily think they have the talent of a side that wins a wooden spoon, but then I didn't think the Broncos would either last year, and they got it. So yeah, I'd say Dragons, I think they're on their way to winning the wooden spoon, to be honest with you. But yeah, guys, leave in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on Cameron McInnes signing with the Sharks? Do you think it's a good move? Do you think it's a bad move? What does it mean for Blake Brayley? Do you see him move on? Maybe he'll end up at the Bulldogs, who knows? But guys, leave in the comment section below, what are your thoughts? Also, while you're at it, go ahead and give me a follow on social media. It's on the screen right now. It's MrLuke on YT. Well, for the most part, it's MrLuke just on Facebook, but for the rest of it, MrLuke on YT. Give me a follow and an ad on that. Also, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and leave a like on the video if you did happen to enjoy it. Also, in terms of subscribing, make sure you turn on the notification bell. It is quite important. So just let you be notified. Don't have to worry about the whole YouTube algorithms and that sort of stuff. You can just be notified immediately that I've uploaded and go, oh yep, Luke's uploaded, let's go watch it straight away, well, rather than hope that it turns up in the subscription boxes. Anyways, this is where I'm going to end this video. Like I said earlier, I'll probably be talking about Israel Folau and how he might be signing with the Dragons. At least they're trying to get clearance on him, so probably do a video on that tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But for this video, that is the end. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!